Creating high quality YouTube videos doesn't have to break the bank. Most people think that you need a fancy camera like this to start creating YouTube videos, but that's just not true. So I'm gonna show you how you can use your smartphone, a $20 microphone, and a $50 ring light / tripod to create amazing quality videos.
You gotta just press record.
Hey, my name is Nolan Molt with Think Media, and today we're gonna be talking about two different products, and when you combine them, you get a really cool YouTube setup for $70, which is pretty crazy. The first piece I'm going to review is the ring light / tripod, which is the UB size mini LED ring light. And I actually got the 10.2 inch version. They also have an 8-inch version that is a little bit cheaper, but I recommend getting the 10-inch version because it's gonna be a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter. Now, out of the box, you're gonna get the stand. You're also going to get a phone mount that connects to the stand as well as the ring light. Now, I'm actually using the ring light right now to light this scene using my 90D. And so you can see that it gives a really nice soft light onto my face. And that's why I like using a ring light, especially for $50 to be able to get this kind of a light that not only gets pretty bright, but it also changes color. So I could change this from a daylight temperature, but also turn it into a tungsten light and get a warmer color. And so that's pretty cool. For $50, you can't really beat that. Let's start by talking about the stand. So this stand doesn't go super tall. It actually goes to about 3 feet 10 inches when you have this phone mount adapted to it. That's where the phone is going to sit. So if you want to stand, definitely have this thing on a desk or a countertop. But for most of my videos, I'm sitting down, and this actually works perfectly. I found that 3 feet 10 inches is just about eye level for me. So for most of you guys out there, this is gonna work perfectly if you're sitting, and then if you're standing, you can set this on a table. Now, when you put the light on top of the light stand, the top of the light reaches 5 feet and 1 inch. So that's just to kind of give you some reference as to how tall this light stand is. As far as the build quality goes, I think this stand is definitely not the best light stand I've ever had. When I first opened it up, it has these lock switches and all of them seem to slide up pretty easily, except for the very top one. Now, over these past few weeks, it's actually loosened up, and I feel like it works perfectly now. But that was something that I noticed when I opened it up, was the very top piece was pretty hard to slide open, and I think it just needed to kind of get loosened up. But I wanted to mention that as far as the build quality goes. Now, the components that make up this light stand is mainly metal, which is a really good thing, but those lock switches are made of plastic, but the legs and everything else is made up of metal, which is a good sign. Now, what's awesome about this light stand is it comes with this phone mount, which allows you to put this right onto your light stand and to shoot your videos with your phone. Now, typically you would need a tripod and a light stand, but I like that they've combined these two together so that you don't need any extra equipment. It's small, it's portable, and it just makes sense to do this, especially when you're shooting on your phone. You don't really need a big tripod. Now, to attach this to the light stand, it comes with this belt locking type of system, and I've noticed that it works perfectly, and the phone doesn't ever slide when I have it on there. It gets a really good grip, and so I've had no big issues. But one of the things I noticed is that to get it onto the stand, you kind of got to pry it open, and I noticed that this piece in the middle actually can just slide right out. So that's something you definitely don't want to lose, or else you're going to need to find some sort of replacement to put in there so that it can grip it. So I probably am just going to super glue this in so that it doesn't slide around and so that it doesn't get lost. But honestly, most of the time, this is the first time I've taken this thing off of the stand. You're probably just gonna have this thing on the stand at all times unless you're traveling and you want to take it off. So it's not a big issue, but that is something I would maybe glue down if you're going to be taking it on and off. On the back here, there is this tightening and loosening system that allows you to kind of reframe your shot. And so if your shot is not perfectly level, you can loosen this back here, kind of readjust, move the camera around, and then tighten it back up. And so that is a really good feature to have, since most tripods you would be able to do that. they have put this in there so that you can move your camera around. With this, you're also able to move your phone from shooting in portrait to landscape just by moving this around and retightening it. As far as putting the phone onto this mount, it is a spring-loaded system, and so you can open this up, put the phone in, and the springs are going to tighten it down onto your phone. I have this on my iPhone 10 now, and you can see that it opens up quite a bit bigger. And so if you have a bigger phone than the iPhone 10, like the iPhone 10 Plus or any other Android phone, most of these phones are going to fit in here. Definitely not an iPad or something much bigger than a phone, but you do have a good range there to fit your phone in. I can already see the comments now of you guys asking exactly how much this thing opens up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and measure it right now. So I just measured it and it is 3.75 inches. So if your phone fits within 3.75 inches, you know, going this way, of course, then you're gonna be good. So let's talk about the ring light that goes onto this stand. It's a pretty cool light and I've been really impressed with it so far. The first thing to note here is that the power cord is actually USB, but it doesn't come with the brick to plug into the wall. Most of us have one laying around. If you have a smartphone, then you definitely have one of these so that you can charge your phone. And so you're gonna need to use that in order to plug it into the wall, or you can plug it straight into a laptop or a computer like I am right now, and that is going to power the light as well, which I think is a really cool feature. And especially if you are a streamer or a gamer, then this light is going to be perfect for you. Plug it into your computer, you can set it up right there, and you're set. One feature that I love about this ring light is that there is a cold shoe right on the bottom of the ring light closest to where you attach it to the tripod. Now, if we had an adapter, we could put our phone up there and do some sort of live video or maybe some Instagram stories, and we could do it through the ring light. But you can also put a shotgun microphone. If you already have one, you can put it on there because that is the kind of mount you need. And so it's pretty versatile. You're gonna find cold shoe mounts all over camera stuff and camera accessories. And so it's good that they have it there. So as you level up, you can use that cold shoe mount to maybe attach a nicer shotgun microphone. On the wire, there is the actual controller, which consists of 4 buttons. On the bottom here, we have this power button, and that is going to turn it off, and it's going to turn it back on. And just above that, we have a minus button. And if I hold it down, it is going to slowly darken the image. And you can see it's kind of doing it in steps. It's not like a gradual darkening. And that's totally okay that it does that, because you're never going to be changing this during filming anyways. And so the fact that it does those steps is fine for me instead of a gradual decline or gradual incline. The top button where you see the plus sign is how I just brighten the image. And just below that, there is these 2 little arrows pointing at each other, and that's going to change the color temperature. So right now I am set at a daylight color temperature, and if I click it once, you notice that it gets really blue. And so this is like a cool white. It's actually cooler than daylight. So maybe it is around 6,500 Kelvin. I'm not totally sure, but that would be my guess. If I hit it one more time, you're gonna see it's gonna go warm, which this is going to be like a tungsten light, something like a lamp that you're gonna have in your home, which is cool because you're able to match it to the lamps in your home if you want everything to be the same color. And I'll hit it again one more time to go back to daylight. As far as brightness goes, you know, this thing for the price of $50 actually gets pretty bright, and I've been impressed with it. Now, it's definitely not going to light up an entire room. It's definitely meant to be closer to you, and that's how I've been using it, and it's been working perfectly, lighting me just like I am now, exactly how I would do this with my more expensive light. Yes, I have this at full blast, and with my more expensive light, I would have it turned down. But for videos like this, where you're talking to the camera, this light is going to be all that you need. And we're in a dark dark setting, but if it's daytime and you're by a window, this thing is definitely gonna help even just kick in a little bit of extra light. So even in the daytime, this thing is going to help your lighting get better. Let's talk about the pros of this ring light slash tripod. First, I love how light it is, that it's really easy to move around and it actually packs down really small. So it's easy to throw into a backpack, it's easy to throw into a bag and to travel with it. I also like the features of the light that we're able to change the color temperature, and we're also able to change the brightness. Now on some cheaper lights, you'll see huge jumps where maybe you only have 3 stops of light, but you saw here that we can brighten this thing down in very small increments, that we're able to really refine the brightness with this. And I like that at this price point that you're able to do that rather than having a really bright option, a medium, and a low option. We're able to get every option of brightness from this light, and I love that it has that feature. Another pro is that it just improves your lighting, that having this light is actually going to help brighten you up. It's going to make your images look better, especially if you don't have any lighting right now. To get started with something like this is going to be great, and that is definitely a pro, that it is going to improve your video quality. The last 2 pros of this is that it holds your phone, which is an awesome feature, and that it's only $50. And so we're gonna have this linked in the description below. We've also noticed that this light is pretty popular, and so for some reason, if it is not available, we'll have some other options down there that are going to be the same exact kind, just sold under a different seller. Now, before I get to the microphone and before I show you what this thing is going to look like, completely set up with the mic, the light, the phone, all of that stuff, I want you guys to like this video and comment down below, what is your YouTube channel about? What kind of videos are you gonna post on your YouTube channel? I would love to hear you guys down in the comments below. So the second half to this setup is your microphone. Now, audio is, in my opinion, the most important part when it comes to audio, video, and lighting. So you definitely want to invest in a microphone when you're starting out. And so I've picked this BOYA lav microphone for 2 reasons. One, it is $20, and actually I found it for $18.50, so it might be cheaper, but check the link in the description. And the second reason is that you get really good audio out of this microphone. Now you can see here that there is a bunch of cord with this mic, and I think that is a pro, because what you're able to do is plug this into your phone using one of these adapters. Most of us have these lying around, but if not, one is in the description. All you got to do is plug this in and it goes straight into your phone. And then this clip right here is going to go straight onto your shirt. Once it's on your shirt and once this is into your phone, the last step you really need to do is to go onto here and change this to smartphone. So there's 2 options. You can either plug this mic into a camera or a smartphone, but there's actually a little bit of like a different signal. And so you need to let it know that it's going into a smartphone. If it's up on camera, you're not gonna get any sort of audio coming through. So change that to smartphone and you're literally set. What I love about this long cord on this microphone is it gives you the freedom to kind of move around in your video, or if you'd like to sit farther away from your camera, then you're able to do that because this cord is long enough. Now the cable is 6 meters long, which is almost 20 feet, which is pretty crazy. So I definitely recommend, if you have one of those little ties, to keep that on your cable to keep it nice and tidy if you do not need all the 20 feet. But it's nice to have the option. Now, before I show you an audio comparison between the iPhone audio and this plugged in, I wanted to talk about the build quality. The build quality is pretty nice. Now you have these metal pieces, which I really like to see. And so this thing is going to last over time. I mean, for me, it's lasted years. And so I definitely recommend this mic. All right, now I'm gonna show you some footage of what this is going to look and sound like on the iPhone using this setup as well as this BOYA microphone plugged straight into the iPhone. Now I'm going to be recording into the camera app because it's free, so everyone is going to have it. And if you don't have an iPhone, this is going to work for whatever smartphone that you have, and you might not even need this piece. If you don't have the iPhone, you probably don't need this. You can plug this straight into your phone on most smartphones. Without further ado, here is the $70 YouTube setup. This is what it sounds like with the iPhone X audio without any microphones plugged in. Now, it's not too bad, and you can definitely use it if you have no other options, but for $20, we are going to use the BOYA microphone and see if we can improve our audio quality just by a little bit. And this is the $20 BOYA microphone plugged straight into the iPhone X, and so it sounds a bit better now. One thing to consider here is the mic placement. So I noticed that I had to move the mic down my shirt a bit more, because if it's too high and close to my mouth, then it starts to clip the audio, which just means it's too loud. And so on the iPhone and on most smartphones, you're going to have automatic audio levels. And so the phone is going to set your audio levels for you. And if it's too loud, it's going to start clipping. So you need to do some tests, find the right mic placement, and then you're going to get the best audio possible. Now, as you can see, using that setup definitely makes it look better and definitely makes it sound better. And so it's a really cool setup that you can do for $70. Now, you can't even buy a camera for $70. And so the fact that we can get a microphone, a light, a stand, it's honestly incredible, and I definitely recommend this if you don't have the money to purchase a camera right now. So who else is this setup for? Yes, it's great for that kind of YouTube style sit and talk videos, but I also think that it's great for beauty videos. I think it is great for Instagram if you want to go live or you want to do some stories. It's great for TikTok and Instagram because you get that nice stand, so you don't even have to hold the phone if you're going live or creating a post. And then you get that extra light to help light you up and to get that good lighting. Now, if you're a vlogger, then you're probably not going to want to carry this thing around, but Sean actually covered this really cool light that connects to your smartphone. So if you want to check that out, click on the card to watch that video. Now, if you've decided to get this set up, but you're not really sure how to get started when it comes to video production and actually shooting the videos, I just made a video where I use this setup and I use my iPhone X and I show you how to film yourself in 10 easy steps. So if you want to watch that video, click on the screen right now and I'll see you guys in the next video.